trust anybody here. Anyone of them could be in on this. Whatever this is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we are running a game. Our game, I admit, is a rather unusual one, but I can assure you that it will be far more entertaining than anything you have ever been a part of. So, buckle up. Let's play ball! There's an old saying, curiosity killed the cat. Although it doesn't really apply in this situation because your curiosity has no bearing on whether you live or you die. Just how painful it's going to be. Showtime! Blood on the ground means points on the board.
Go. Boom. Fuck you, Zoom. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Boys and girls, thank you for joining us again with the Witching Hour podcast. I'm your host, as always, John Royslin. The way I said that is because Mr. Jsaon Leavy is joining us with the most anticipated horror film of the season, co-writer, producer, and actor. And we've been trying this for about 15 minutes now. We keep getting booted off. So again, thank you, Zoom, for this.
You know what it might be? It might be the people. It might be the people behind Stream trying to get into the dark web and stuff. So it might be something. There might be some marketing happening here.
This is true, and wouldn't that be a great sequel for you guys?
Right.
Yeah. So, hey, we're jumping right into this, boys and girls. Jsaon, I have been watching you, your brother, the staff. This movie is completely blowing up. You know, Terrifier came on the scene and became one of the most iconic horror films overnight. It seemed like Terrifier 2 blew everything out of proportion. An indie film getting into major motion pictures and having Art the Clown become a horror icon alongside of Freddy and Jason and so forth. And you guys have been a part of that. And now you're flipping the script, and now Stream's anticipation and buildup is like nothing I've honestly seen. People haven't even seen the film, and they're getting tattoos. They're buying masks. They're pre-buying movie tickets with no inkling at all whether the movie's any good or not. They're going off of trailers and so forth. How does that make you feel?
It's very humbling, to say the least. You know, when a movie hasn't come out yet and you have the support of the horror fans, it's amazing. I'm speechless, and that just goes to show you that they're the best fans around. They'll let you know when something's really good, and they'll let you know when something's really bad and they don't like it. But that's good. You kind of need that kind of honesty to get better and to grow. You need that. So when we made Terrifier 2 and they showed up to the theaters, it was only supposed to be in theaters for 1 to 2 days at tops.
Right.
And they really showed up in waves and got it extended. And it was because of them that we were able to do this next project called Stream. And we wanted, because at the end of the day, we are horror fans and we're making movies. We are horror fans making horror films. So we started out as them and we still are them. And the support, it does not go unnoticed.
Now, you are co-writer in this, along with your brother, Michael, who's also the director of the film. How long has this actually been written? How old is Stream?
Well, we started writing the Stream in 2016.
Oh, wow.
So it goes to show you how long it takes to make an independent film. It was a long, long time. And then finally, 2016, obviously, we went through 9 drafts, you know, figuring the way of the story, figuring out the characters, figuring out the development, because we wanted this movie not to just be a hack and kill type of movie. We wanted to have some meaning. We wanted people to get close to the characters. We wanted them to resemble with them. And we really wanted to bring the audience on this sort of ride through the dark web and give it some meaning. Something a little bit different than Terrifier, because Terrifier, you know, is a big gore, and we introduced some more story in the second movie with Sienna and the Pale Girl, and Art, more of Art's backstory. But
Hmm.
we wanted to give the fans, kind of a similar type of kill scheme. That's why we brought Damien on, a close friend of mine, great person
Yes.
to work with. Very close with him now. He's like a brother to me. But having him on this project, you can tell the kills are very brutal, but the
Right.
story is also there as well, which is we wanted to bring all these talented filmmakers together to make one awesome horror flick.
And I gotta tell you, it is so great when I first saw that Damien was on board with this as the Goremeister, if you will, because I talked with and I interviewed him a few years ago, in between Terrifier 1 and 2. And at that time he's explaining how he's self-taught with everything,
Right,
and special effects and so forth. And then for part 2, Terrifier, he took over completely. And now to see him being brought onto projects, self-taught, to head up that department, it's almost heartwarming, if you will.
yeah.
It just, he's come so far. And with that being said, how was it to turn the tables to be working on one of his projects, and now you're bringing him on, even though you've all worked together and you, as you
Right.
said, you guys are like best of friends and brothers and your family, and I totally respect that. But is there any differences from him giving the direction and order? And of course, you guys, I'm sure, feed ideas off of each other professionally. But at the end of the day, it would be you as a writer or your brother as a director to say, no, Damien, I want it done this way. Whereas he was telling you guys, I want it done that way when you were on his set.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. It was never really that. It was always everything was always open, no matter what. Even with Terrifier, we don't always ask our opinion on everything. And when we actually wanted some of his opinions and what would work and what wouldn't work, because that's what we do. We're not those type of people that are that like, oh, I'm a director, everything has to run through me. No, we like to create this big family atmosphere, and you could see it in the product. You could see it because such love happens on the set, and everyone's working hard and everyone's giving input and everyone's so excited. It gets people more excited and it gets people wanting to work even more. When you have that type of relationship or that type of work ethic, it just makes everything else better. And we were never the type of people that's what you're doing, that's it. No, if
Right.
anybody, if people have multiple talents, then we need you in multiple places. That's what we're gonna do. That's how it's always been, and that's how the project really succeeds.
Oh, that's awesome. No, no, and I appreciate, the camaraderie and the teamwork that you guys have and really feeding off of each other from project to project. So what is, well, first let me ask, how long did it take to completely shoot this film, this project? Because you've got a cast
Yeah,
from hell.
yeah.
I mean, you have got a cast that is the epitome to me for a horror film.
Well, that's what is the number one thing that me and Michael wanted to do. We always felt that there was these movies that tried to make the Avengers of horror like in the past. They were always, advertising these people are all in the movie, but they're only in the movie for like a split second, and they're
Sure.
never really in scenes together. So we felt like the fans were really slighted by that.
Sure.
So we wanted to make a film to make sure that these horror icons get the recognition and they get the scenes that the fans deserve with each other throughout the film, not a second cameo, 2 second cameo. They are in this thing.
Oh,
They're in
right.
the movie.
Right.
So you get to really get to see them play off each other. It was a lot of fun to watch. Jeffrey Combs was amazing. Turned it on, like right, you're a great guy. Talking to him on set, I became very close with Jeffrey Combs, and he just right when he gets into the character, you could just see how professional he is,
Right.
and how he really respects his own craft. And the crew, it was a movie for me just watching it being made,
Right.
seeing how these actors go and do their their rituals and things like that to get into that moment. And Jeffrey Combs, Mark Holton, Tim Reed, Danielle Harris, Tony Todd, Dee Wallace. There are some more that I wish I could tell you, but you gotta have to see the movie. Bill Moseley, we announced, but if you
Sure.
stay after the credits, I promise you there's going to be a name that people are going to be
Okay.
very mind blown over that we even got in this film.
So between you and your brother co-writing it, how I know you said it's been a long process. Um Upon completing the writing process, at what point did you look at each other, put the notepad down, and say, "Dude, we got to fucking make this film"? This is, I mean, I know obviously you're writing something with the intent of moving forward with making
Right.
the film, but at what point did you say that you stopped and said, "That's the end. That is it. This is obviously not to toot your own horn saying this is going to be the shit,
Mhm.
win, lose, or draw." But when did you guys both put down your pen and agree this is the
I
end of
think after like the 10th draft,
the
because we did so many editings of it, and
and you couldn't
we
find
knew we
any
had a great right. We knew we had a great concept. We knew we had a great concept of it, and we knew that the mask and stuff were. Let me just fix this for a second because it's blurry.
yep, you got a little
It does
fuzzy
that
on
from
me.
time to time. Um, Gets a little fuzz on the lens there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do that.
Right.
Try a little pun, a little word.
Yeah, I
Boom, boom,
like
boom.
that. I like that, sliding
Let
that
me
in
see.
there.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, we were writing, and then when you why I like producing films is because it's like having a kid. It's like you get to see it grow from an idea script. Then you start going into the pre-production process and casting your roles and getting it, and it grows even more. And then you film it, then you edit it, and then now it's all finished. So to see producing a movie is the only job that you get to see it from beginning to end, especially when you're writing it as well, because it starts off as an idea. But when
Mhm.
to get back to your question, where we really saw, the when we put the pens down was a great ending that we had. Michael wrote a really great dialogue for the ending. The ending 15 minutes, everyone really like went crazy over.
Right.
And it's just a great ride. It's fun. The audience really got involved when we were doing the cast and crew screening. We had a couple of people there as well that would not involved with the cast and crew, but family and friends, and they really got involved in it. And they're invested in the characters and the kills. That you can hear them gasping and screaming. And I like to look out into the crowd. Because I've seen the movie so many times.
Sure.
I like to see the reactions of the people of what hit,
Right.
what didn't work. But when the kills were on scene and Damien was, putting his magic up there, everyone had their eyes closed, scared, yelping, disgusted of some of the stuff because we have some pretty gnarly kills in this thing too. But that is see like that payoff after from starting it from an idea and then seeing it on the big screen, especially when you're working with my brother, which I've been doing it since I was 5 years old with, and
Right.
to actually be on this journey with him and see this result is great.
I love that. I really, really do. Between you and your brother, from childhood up to present, and looking at each other and just saying, "Damn, we've come a long ass way to now having final products." And I tip my hat to you with that. I really do. I commend you and your brother. I definitely am anxious to see the movie. I saw clips and videos of the premiere last week in New York, I believe it was New Jersey, in New York.
Yeah, it was a yeah.
With the big premiere, and man, it looked like a great time. I actually had two friends of mine that were there, and I'm overly eager to see the film. Is this going to be released for streaming? Do you know presently upon the 21st as well in the theaters?
Well, we're going to do a theatrical run first. We're going to see how that goes. So we have
Okay.
right now it's slated from the 21st to that Sunday, so Wednesday to Sunday. Depending on how it does and the fans show up, they can extend it. Which that's what we're urging a lot of fans to do is share the pre-sale tickets, buy your tickets now because that's what they base it off of in the beginning part, and then
Okay.
they see how it shows up, how the fans show up and how it's received, and then they'll extend it based on that. And then in the future, yeah, we have plans with some streaming services to get it up on streaming, and
Beautiful.
so people can watch it from their homes, watch it again if they really enjoy it. And
Right.
yeah, we have all those plans kind of set in stone.
Okay.
So we're just seeing how the theatrical goes, and then we'll go from there.
Um, Speaking, you use the word future. So after Stream has streamed and ran its course, future projects, Anything you and your brother, anything that you're tied to already?
We're always thinking of things. Obviously, right after stream, we went right into Terrifier 3, and that's post production, pretty much almost done.
Right.
It releases October 11th, so this is like a pre-appetizer towards the big mayhem, Art the Clown's return, and a
Right.
Santa costume. So yeah, I mean, we're always looking, always writing, always thinking of ideas. I mean, we would love to expand this franchise in this world of stream as well,
Mhm.
because there's more of a story to tell, as you'll see when you see the film. And we have so many cool angles that we can hit this from because modern, technology is really an unknown nowadays, and everybody's using it, but no one knows who's watching. Like this camera can be watching you at any time.
Oh,
It's in your home. It's whatever. People can hack into it at any time. So
right.
there's a lot to explore of the horrors of the dark web. So I think there's a lot more substance there that we can do.
Sure.
But we're always thinking of other ideas as well because you don't want to just be pigeonholed into those two projects. You want to be doing other things. So down the line, yeah, I can see us doing some other things. We have some ideas, but you'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, okay. I like that. I do. Um, so as far as I mean, obviously, what as you just mentioned, um, going from Terrifier 2 into Stream into Terrifier 3, are you actually planning on putting a bucket and a six pack in the sand somewhere with your feet up for a couple weeks? Or are you going to try and take a break and breathe for a while? Because, like I said, I've seen you guys nonstop. It seems for
I
a
mean,
while.
I would love it. My wife would. My wife would appreciate that very much. We have a vacation planned for the end of September, right before Terrifier comes out, so she'll be satisfied with that. She's a big Disney freak, and I said we're not going to Disney in a little bit. So she's excited. So yes, we'll get a little break, but I love doing this. When you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. So I don't view this as work. I view this as play, and
Right.
I love entertaining. I love the business and the whole creative process. So it's not really a job for me. But yes, I will. To answer your question, I will be going away at some point.
No. Please expand all you want. I love that how you tied
Right.
your wife into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see and appreciate something like that. Have
Right.
you ever been starstruck while on while having some of the cast, showing up? You're like, holy shit, I can't believe we got such and such to be in our movie, or I can't believe I'm going to be getting to meet such and such tonight. And have you ever shown up and just been tongue tied, tripped over your own feet because you're almost fanboying over someone that's in the room, or even more so on your project?
I mean, we were so excited when we signed like all these people to the film, and we were very fortunate that they loved the script. But I always view them as as people because we're all people. We're all chasing the same dream, and as long as like they're all willing to play and they're all willing to do everything for the project, and every single one of them were 100% in. And to work with people like that is very, very special. Nothing's their heads are never too big. They were always very happy to be on set. They were very appreciative. They were very hardworking, and they were just like normal human beings. And I'm a jackass to begin with, so they really gotta working with
Here to
me
her
and
first,
Michael
folks.
it's right, exactly. Working with me and Mike is a show in itself because working with two brothers on set, we always don't see eye to eye.
I was
But
gonna
it's
ask.
entertaining to them.
Right.
Two New York kids arguing with each other is hysterical to everybody else, which is great. But that's what's good about working with your brother because it's like it will happen for a second, everyone will get a laugh, and I'll be like, all right, let's move on, and that's it. And then we continue making a movie. But they were great. They loved every minute of when they were on set. Very fortunate to get to work with all these people because I have grown up watching them, Tony Todd, Jeffrey Combs, Danielle Harris, all the time.
Sure.
So it was a pleasure and a dream to work with them. But they were just like regular human beings, really down to earth, and that was even more of a great asset.
Sure. I'm sure that's the heartwarming part of the memories is I'm sure you're going to want to keep that as opposed to, my God, that I'm so glad that scene is over and she's flown
Right.
back to California because that woman's a real bitch. I never want to work with her again. But no,
Right.
I'm so glad to hear that. You guys have been so busy. The social media has been blowing up with with Stream, with you guys. You guys were actually down at Creepy Con, I want to say 2 weeks ago, down in was that Tennessee, North
It was in Knoxville.
Carolina?
It was in Knoxville. Michael went, so we split. We're doing so many things at once. We got to split up the team. So Michael went down there with Steve to show the Red Band trailer,
Right.
and Marcus and them, and I think David Howard Thornton was there as well.
I believe so,
And
yes.
then I was here in New York, and I went to Monster Mania with Jamie Root, who is the co-producer and assistant director on the film. So we split up and kind of hit different markets of the con world. And then we were at New Jersey Horror Con this past Saturday, and the fan support showing up, dressing up as cosplaying,
Right.
for a movie that hasn't come out yet, and the support was astronomical.
Man.
Lined down the corridor. It was really, really great, and the fans are really excited, and we're excited for the fans.
Man, I am so excited to hear that. I truly am. Listen, man, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us. I keep getting more Zoom pop-ups on my end, and I don't want to ruin a good thing. And I'm going to actually try to let you get a couple minutes of sleep tonight, in anticipation of everything coming up. And anything you want to add or plug, please. I don't want to cut you short, though, by any means.
Yeah, I just want to say, guys, it all relies on you guys, the fans. You guys have showed up for us for Terrifier 2 and everything and beyond. If you want to continue, seeing like independent filmmaking be made in this on this scale, we need your support. It means the world to us, all the support that we've gotten already. But guys, share the link to the pre-sale tickets. It all rides on you if this thing gets extended or not. And we're super excited for you to see this. And it also, for another thing, is it opens the door for other independent filmmakers who want to chase that dream and see their projects on the big screen. And that's a very important thing, because sometimes there's some movies that get lost in the ruffle because there's a lot of movies being made out there today because of the digital world. But if this can be an avenue for independent filmmakers to strive, so be it. And we would love to be the first ones to lead the pack and have everyone else follow us and hopefully make independent horror a thing and tell the big studios we're here to stay.
And boys and girls, you guys always hear me preaching about getting your asses and putting them into the seats in the movie theater, because the theaters are going to go away. They're going to die, unfortunately, probably soon. And that's something that a lot of us, like myself, personally cherish. I love going to the movie theaters. I love seeing a movie on the big screen. And this gentleman right in front of me has a project that he has made with family members for all of his horror family friends. So get out there and help support him. Jsaon Leavy, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I appreciate you taking the time for the Witching Hour podcast. Boys and girls, please hit the subscribe button wherever the hell it is down below. Follow me on all social media. Be sure to find Jason, his brother Michael, and of course the Stream page on social media as well. Follow it. Look for movie tickets and get your asses in those seats. Until next time, Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Boys and girls, this is the Witching Hour podcast. I am your host, John Roysland. And until next time, remember to please keep it evil.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, Jason.